Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight we are taking a look at the long-awaited and somewhat perhaps controversial The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 1, A Shadow of the Past. Now that's a mouthful. But, you know, in all fairness, I'm excited to watch this. I know Amazon threw a truckload of money at this. I know a lot of the Tolkien purists are upset about the way they're handling the story. I know a little bit of the history. I'm not a super diehard with all of Tolkien's works. I never had a chance to. Obviously, huge fan of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and of course the movies bringing all that to life for us was incredible. But I know, honestly, I'm just excited for more content, and hey, afterwards, I'll give you my honest opinion.
I have a set of brothers who are diehard Tolkien fans, and they're trying to just like reserve judgment, but they're having a hard time with it, which I understand if you're a purist, and it was the same way with Star Wars and a few other things. Now myself, prior to a handful of months ago, I had never seen any of the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movies, and I absolutely loved them. So I haven't read the books. I really, if I'm being honest, I don't know anything about Tolkien's works other than the guy's an absolute legend. So I'm coming into this with a really open mind, and I just want to be entertained. There's not anything that's going to happen throughout the course of the season where I'm gonna know, that's not what happened. That's not what happened in the books. And even some of the purists, I think, were won over at least a little bit by how visually stunning the trailers were. Like Mason Quinn said, they sunk a ton of money into this. The trailers were like from the visuals. So I'm really coming into this whole season with just a mindset of I just want to be entertained like I was with Lord of the Rings and with the Hobbit movies, and I feel like there's a pretty fair shot of that happening, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I purposely stayed away from any kind of spoilers. I only watched, I think, 2 trailers for this because I just wanted to come in, with fresh eyes and see what it is. Like, I don't even know for sure if this is pulled from source material or if it's just all completely new from the people involved at Amazon. They just took the aspects of Tolkien's story and made their own. I don't even know that, guys. I did it on purpose to go in knowing nothing.
So I was going to say, well, my brother told me this, but that would kind of ruin what we're about to get into. Yeah. So I will zip it and just try to enjoy what we have in front of us.
All right, guys, let's see how it is, and let's go!
What's she working on there?
Did they make paper airplanes back in the day?
I would guess probably not if there wasn't something to model it after.
It's a dragon.
It's not going to float. It's going.
Oh.
To sail.
Oh, she made a sailboat.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, hey!
Stop!
Oh. That was pretty cruel. Oh! She went right after him.
That elvish blade there.
But the ship has a secret, for unlike the stone, her gaze is not downward but up, fixed upon the light that guides her.
How am I to know which lights to follow?
Because you'll give the right one to Frodo.
But you must learn to discern them for yourself. I won't always be here to speak them to you.
You won't?
So elves live to be really old, right?
Yeah.
Do they age slower, or do they get to adulthood at roughly the same speed a human would?
Slow down.
And then slow down?
That's a good question. Guys, help us out in the comments on that one.
Yeah, drop a comment below if there's information on that. That's cool. Yeah, these are the visuals I was talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa, what's this?
Destroyed the very light of our home. We resisted. A legion of elves went to war. We left Valinor, our home, and journeyed to a distant realm. A place known as Middle Earth.
Middle Earth! We're headed back!
There's dragons everywhere.
Oh, there's our first orc.
The war left Middle Earth Earth in ruin.
Oh, look at that. Is that her? No?
I'm
That must
guessing-
be.
Yeah.
And they said it would last centuries.
For his orcs had spread to every corner of Middle-earth under the command of his most devoted servant. They called him Sauron.
Oh, we get to see Sauron.
Oh.
But Sauron found him first and marked his flesh with a symbol, one whose meaning even our wisest could not discern. In the darkness, his vow became mine. We hunted, but the trail grew thin. More and more of our kind began to believe that Sauron was but a memory. I wish I could be one of them.
Oh, so she's not buying it.
So she spent hundreds of
Hundreds
years
of
looking
years.
for this dude?
Oh, I wonder if that's the kid that threw the rock on her boat back in the day. Be an interesting twist.
This company has followed you to the very edge of the world. It's been years since the last orc was sighted, and our enemy is no more. Night is closing in. Perhaps we would be wise to camp here.
We are losing the light.
I mean, I get where she's coming from. If nobody that they know of destroyed Sauron, why would she have any reason to think he's
I
gone?
think he's gone, right?
There's nothing out here. We should have been there by now.
We are there.
There it is.
My hand is past feeling.
This place is so evil, our torches give off no warmth. It's colder than the rest.
Oh, someone's watching. Just with a bare hand?
The door was filled in here.
If only they had Gimli with his hammers and axes.
Then stone cannot hide the mark of one whose very hand is flame unquenched.
There's the symbol.
Oh, the one that was on her brother.
He was here. Tell the others to rest while they can. Let's take the search farther north. This mark was left as a trail for orcs to follow.
The mark is centuries old. We exceeded our orders months ago.
I promise you there is not a soul amongst our company. I can still feel the light of the trees on my face. Every trace of our enemy is vanquished. I can never return.
Holy sh...
Oh, look at that thing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, right on the camera. That's a nice touch.
Oh, slice its jaw right open.
Then you shall do so alone.
Oh, they've
Ooh,
all
they don't-
decided they're
Yeah,
done.
they're finished.
So that's the
That was just the teaser.
That's our intro.
You know, I like how they stuck with the narration and the maps, and it feels very.
Yeah, the maps
know.
really has a nice touch.
Yeah. Feels like we never left Middle Earth.
My entire life, I watched no Lord of the Rings, and I am just in as deep as it gets.
Oi, oi! Look like a badger. Maybe a fox.
More likely a Harfoot. Watch yourself. Dangerous creatures they are. Come on, rattle your dags.
Ah, hiding out. A bunch of them.
Clear and clear.
Looking for Nori from The Hobbit, but beyond that, I don't know.
Nori from The Hobbit. Which one was?
Yeah, Nori was one of the... Oh no, Nori, what am I thinking? Nori was one of the dwarfs. Sorry guys, get it together, Mason Quinn.
The last time we had travelers this early, it was the Great Frost. But the winds are still out there. They'll be fine.
It's a big rabbit.
It's
Or they're just small, actually. Never mind.
Ooh, face full of mud.
Enchanting.
Glory, glory, and splendor.
Oh, we got some raspberry and blackberry bushes.
I found something. It looks like a footsie. Just a dog. You know how dogs love berries.
That's a big print. What's up there in the... Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I think it's a warg.
Is he going to see Talberry?
Not if he doesn't see us, he isn't. Twos and hands, everyone. Time to go. Work the big round. First one back to camp gets the first pie at Harvest Fest.
Ooh, that's a Ugly looking wolf. It didn't seem interested in them though.
No, no.
Crag and crevice washing away the last remnants of our enemy. Spring rain, bones of
Herald Elrond.
Oh, Elrond, okay.
The council regrets to inform you you won't be permitted to attend the next session. Elf lords only. Your friend has arrived.
She is here.
Part of me was hoping he'd say Gandalf. I was hoping.
I hear it said that when you cross over, you hear a song, and you are immersed in a light more intoxicating than any sensation in all of Middle-earth.
This time frostbite and troll blood.
Tell me everything.
He's still out there. The question now is where? I intend to ask of the King of Fresh Company.
Must you speak of leaving again so soon?
You know very well why I must.
I want to hear about you.
Why, Elrond, you really have become a politician.
You make it sound so grim.
I'm not some courtier to be placated by idle flattery.
Wow.
It was not your company who defied you out there. Rather you who defied the High King. Test him again. You may find him less receptive than you might have hoped. After the ceremony, that is still your wish. You shall have it.
Looked like
Looked like the old rabbit was maybe.
I was gonna say that it looked like he almost looked a little bit like Pip.
Oh.
Or Mary. Pip. Dominic.
Yeah. A little bit.
You went to the old farm again.
I was careful.
But the children might not be.
We never get hunters up here before the harvest.
What?
Haven't you ever wondered? What else is out there?
Elves have forests to protect. But we Harfoots are free from the worries of the wide world. Our path set by the passing seasons. We have each other. We're safe. That is how we survive. Help your father.
Pretty solid looking wheel.
Pretty solid.
Wheel's supposed to be round.
These soldiers have swept across crag and crevice. They have proven beyond any doubt that our days of war are over. Our days of peace begin.
Oh, he's lecturing her big time.
Yeah.
They will be escorted to the Grey Havens and granted passage across the sea to dwell for all eternity. At last, they are going home.
She's not having it.
No, they say they've been taking the boats to the Undying Lands for a while. Oh, we got fireworks. There's a chance. There's a chance.
Are you waiting on Gandalf?
Oh.
You're all worked up over there.
Oh, could it be? I'm pretty sure that spoiler would have been all over the internet. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about early Elrond here, version 1.
Are you just going to stand there breathing like an orc?
You deserve the honors of this day. Your brother would be proud.
I suppose some part of me always believed my rest would be here, but instead I am to leave them.
This is the gift of your king.
A gift I have decided to refuse.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you knew it. You knew it.
I go to seek the enemy that escaped us in the north.
I shared it with the High King.
Then why would it?
Because seeing a sigil does not mean you're any closer to finding Sauron. It is over. The evil is gone.
Then why is it not gone from in here?
How do you know?
I am grateful you have not known evil as I have.
I have seen my share. Do you truly believe seeking him out will satisfy you? If you are wrong,
I'm not
If you are wrong, will you lead more elves to die in far-off lands? No one in history has ever refused the call. You will linger here, an outcast.
You say I have won victory over all the horrors of Middle-earth, yet you would leave them alive in me, into the land of winterless spring.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel. Put up your sword.
Man, so we're going to be like so far back from Aragorn or any of the other, characters we're used to seeing, in the lands of men here.
Oh, we know the Unionites done it instant. Arondir.
Yeah.
Well, little to report. This will go around, I'm afraid. Well, my well is yours, as ever.
And the poisoning?
No. It was but poison grass. A fellow passed through a few days back, said his grazing's gone rotten.
Where was he from?
Didn't say east, I think.
Oh, let it go, knife ears. When are you people gonna let the past go? One day, our true king will return.
Zilla, quench the fire.
Oh.
Will there be anything else then?
Give me a hand.
Halfring seeds. I've not seen this flower since I was a child.
I had to trade with another healer who was passing through. Are there healers among your kind?
There are. It is their labor instead to render hidden truths as works of beauty. Until next time, then.
Soldier, anything to report?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Did you draw some water? We are awaited at Osterith.
Give me one reason. One.
Arondir! The High King has declared the days of war are over.
All the 4 outposts are being disbanded.
Well, they're just pulling everybody back.
Wow. Now he's got to go home and leave his love interest.
Uh-huh. He should have shot his shot.
Yeah, always shoot your shot.
You never know when you're going to get it.
79 years I've been stationed here.
Jesus.
And you believe this place was once a barren scrap of rock? The blood of those who stood with Morgoth still darkens their veins.
That was long ago, Watchwoman.
What were you before the war?
A grower.
Your life will begin anew. For 79 years you've kept watch over the men and women of Tir-Harad, not because of what their ancestors once did, but because of who they still are. But you need never see them again.
It's not exactly what he wants.
No, not at all. And he was kind of sticking up for him, too.
I heard you were leaving.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of your company?
Most likely searching for me.
Then why are you at my home?
I have said it already, 100 times over, in every way but words.
Mother, there's a man here for you.
Thanks, pal.
Timing. It's always timing.
It's like Philly Madison. Hey, Carl. Good to see you.
Where's she been grazing?
I think she might have hit something.
Oh.
She might have made it as far as Horden.
Horden's a day's journey. If I leave now, I can reach it by dusk.
I'm going with you.
I have no idea what's going on. Just know that was really not good.
Yeah. She just left her son. You'll be fine.
Is it true? About your mum? Maybe that's why your father run off like he's done.
My father didn't run off.
You don't even know, do you? This is the real bounty.
What is that?
It's a piece of broken sword.
Watch it.
The iron that, swords that, Sauron used. Because you remember what happened in the movies when Frodo got one in his shoulder.
There it is.
It's his sword. Or somebody's from his army.
Has passed beyond my sight.
She might have inadvertently kept alive the very evil she sought to defeat. Set your mind at peace about it.
It's hard to see what is right when friendship and duty are mingled.
Galadriel sails to the sunset. You and I must look to the new sunrise. Are you acquainted with the work of Lord Celebrimbor?
I've admired his artistry since I was a child.
We've decided that you will be working with him.
Eyes open when they should be sleeping.
What's he up to with that book?
It's like the Farmer's Almanac.
Are you quite certain you're not part squirrel?
Set it, please.
The skies are strange.
Nori, you have that grace.
On my way.
How familiar are you with the townsfolk of Horden?
I was born there.
The people of Horden were known for having been especially strong in the loyalty to Morgoth.
Close kin. I know them. There are good people there.
That is why I'm here with you, instead of the Watchwood.
No, that's not good.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot?
I think she's going to jump out of the boat the way she's looking. 'Cause she was looking everywhere but towards the light. Oh, yes, she is now. Treebeard and friends.
Oh.
I knew she was going to jump. Still have questions about the comet, though. Oh, they're infected. Yeah, the black speech. What? That kind of looked like an eye, too, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there it was, Oak. That was the first episode of Rings of Power. And, it had some moments where obviously it's got a ton of world building to do. There's only a handful of characters that we know from, the typical Lord of the Rings. And I I think what I'm experiencing right now is what many of our Harry Potter fans experienced when the Fantastic Beasts sequels came out, where it's in the same universe, it's the same world, but I don't know any of these people and or any of these characters rather, and it's very conflicting for me. Obviously, the budgets, the sets, the costume work, the special effects are all incredible. The story, we're kind of picking up on. There's a little bit of symmetry, I think, with some of the stories that we are seeing here than what we had in The Lord of the Rings, obviously with Aragorn being, a human and his love interest being an elf. We're seeing that just kind of flipped. I thought it's weird they call them Harfoots and not hobbits, unless I'm mistaken, and they're truly not hobbits. Maybe that's just what they call them in the Shire. So that was interesting. And like we said in the beginning, you can never know the evil's gone until you see it with your own two eyes. And I think things are really kicking off here at the end of the second episode with Sauron is definitely not gone. So I'm pretty intrigued by it so far. A little bit slower of a start for me. And again, it is tough with new characters. So definitely still excited.
Yeah, had I not relatively recently kind of gone on my Lord of the Rings and Hobbits journeys, I think I would have been a little bit more, I guess I could say, judgmental about this first episode, because it was pretty slow. I mean, it had some cool battle scenes very earlier, but I don't even call them battle sines. Those were more like
flashbacks,
fight recollections or flashbacks. A little bit with the snow troll.
Yeah, that was cool.
But that was kind of what I thought about the first Lord of the Rings when, the first hour and a half, like, man, this is slow, and then it got into it a little bit and it had its moments. So that's what I'm going into this, just thinking, like, look, we know there's a full season. So I'm trying not to look at this as like, well, this episode, didn't have all the fireworks and everything, because I know this is just building to the next episode and the next, and they're all kind of pieces of this story. It was a little bit slow for me as well. It was cool for me getting introduced to new characters, but I again have no context rather as to whether these people existed anywhere in the Tolkien novels. And for the purists watching, and I'm really curious to see how the reactions come out for the purists watching, if they were like, oh, that's so and so from from this book, or on the flip side, if they're like, this person didn't exist,
not even there.
Amazon's just making up characters now. So again, as I said in our preview, I have really no basis of judgment off of the Tolkien books, like so many hardcore fans do that were talking about the series before it came out. So again, I enjoyed it. It was a little bit slow for me, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and I think part of that is obviously going to happen when you're introducing all new characters, because we have our, and to that comment, I think it's going to be a little bit slower when you're introducing all new characters. They're kind of setting the stage with who we have. They're taking their time and kind of, showing us everyone. So I think we kind of see who our core group is going to be early on here. And it'll just be a matter of, kind of how things play out, how they all kind of begin to find their way into the evil that is Sauron, and how the first season goes.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the next episode. I am fully confident that it is going to build. The Amazon, like we talked, sunk an insane amount of money into this project. They were aware of the task they had in front of them, and you're taking one of the most iconic writers in the fantasy world of all time, and you talk about one of the most iconic writers, period, and you're taking his stories, and that's a heavy task. And so I'm not going to be like, oh, this is this. Look, it was slow. I think anybody who watched it would agree it was slow. But this is how, look, you're reintroducing a story to people, at least in a cinematic adaptation. We haven't seen anything since, when did the last Hobbit movie come out?
Yeah, it's been years.
And so they can't just jump right into everything. So.
And I think that's part of it, right? Because you're talking about stories that people grew up on and have been reading. Many people have been reading the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books since they were children. So there's that that super hard connection that's just hardwired into their brain for it. And like you said, to introduce all new characters is a big task.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us for Season 1, Episode 1. Make sure to check us out on Patreon and YouTube, guys. And don't forget, like, comment, and always subscribe, or rather, as always. But we'll be back with the next episode. That's going to do it for myself, the Appleton Oak, and my good pal Mason Quinn. We're out.